Hey everybody out there, this is your boy. I'm Walter Bernard, and we're here with our very first podcast here at Quinn AME Church, located in the beautiful city of Moreno Valley. Now, this is the brainchild of our pastor because he loves the millennials. We are a multi-generational church. We have our more seasoned group. Then we have us, the millennials, but we also got some Gen Zs up in here too, right?
Yeah.
Up in here. So we wanted to kind of just come and start having conversations because when I grew up in church, they taught us a lot about church, but they didn't teach us enough about life.
Yes.
Right? And so I grew up knowing how to tear it up in church. I knew how to have me some church, but I didn't really grow in the things of life, so to speak. And so I think conversations like we're getting ready to have are kind of important. And so we're going to introduce ourselves. We're going to do our name, our occupation, and then one's got to go.
Okay.
Drew Hill, 112, Blackstreet, or Boys to Men. Drew Hill, Blackstreet, 112, or Boys to Men.
Okay.
Starting with you, all the way down to the end.
All right, thank you, Walter. Appreciate it. Marquise Palmer. I am a lead case manager for the city of Riverside in the homeless and the housing services. And out of those groups, who would have to lead? I would say Drew Hill.
Wow. My heart stopped.
I'm a 112 fan. Drew Hill's got to go because it's over now. Thank you.
But 112 is where the players go out. Okay, Drew Hill. No, I need my Cisco though.
Marquise.
I can't even look at you.
Yeah, actually I can't. Let's me scoot over.
Obviously, that's going to be the next episode.
He won't be in the next.
Hey, I'm Anita Porter. I am the pastor's wife. I am a stay-at-home mother. One has to go. I'm gonna say Blackstreet. Oh, sorry. I mean that's the only honorable one I have. I mean,
Okay, so you said they finally let go. Before I let you go, they finally let go and they got
They gotta go.
Okay.
I can count how many hits they had.
Oh.
So I'm just saying.
Oh.
Because it's over now.
Oh.
Okay.
That's that 112 answer. Okay, trying to redeem yourself.
There may be other hosts on the next podcast.
Oh God. Hey, what's up? I'm Kavana. I'm a nurse practitioner and Blackstreet. Like name one Blackstreet song right
Thank
now.
you.
Who?
Thank you.
What are you talking about?
Thank you. I rest my case here.
All right. I'm Walter. I am a
List them all.
musician. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm actually a bill collector. And so if you hear me call
Question. Actually, I gotta go.
be prepared to pay up. That's all I'm
I
saying.
can share some questions about you.
I need some help.
And
Just stop.
so if I was to say one has to go, it would have to be Boys to Men. Yes.
Okay,
I know.
some fun, y'all.
I know it would have to be Boys to Men. I'm sorry.
Why are you here? Why are you here?
Why am I?
Okay, you know when you think you know somebody, you really don't.
You really don't. You really
I wasn't expecting
I
that. I wasn't expecting that.
I'm just saying, Boys to Men is classy based. I was always kind of just a little ratchet.
I think we all got a little.
It wasn't about grit to that Boys to Men. It was always
Really?
clean. Yeah, I wanted somebody to tell me what to do and when to do. Like, just no.
Well, the men is a house.
It's a household name.
Yes.
Thank you. It
That don't mean
holiday
I
carries. The
Holidays, Mother's Day,
You name
funerals,
You
everything.
name it.
Okay,
They're playing some Boys to Men.
I guess.
I think that was in Cruise.
I guess.
We
But I just want to prepare everybody because we have a conversation. As you can tell, we all have different opinions.
My goodness.
Except for the two in the middle, they like to jump people.
Not true. I'm the nicest one, actually. I'm the little angel here.
But
See my
we get ready to have some amazing conversations. So the first thing we're going to talk about on our first episode is accountability. Accountability. I kind of want to get started here with asking you, what does accountability mean to you as an individual? And then what roles do you feel like your friends specifically play in your accountability? And just jump in there. Anyone. Accountability. What does accountability mean?
Accountability, first thing that came to my head was doing what you said you were going to do, regardless of your mood, your feelings, the weather, the money, the whatever.
Right.
So getting it done.
Absolutely.
Nice.
I like that.
I agree.
I think that's a really important aspect. I also like for my friends, accountability is me I'm holding you accountable to who you are. You know, sometimes as you go through life, you do change, ups and downs.
Right.
But those who know you to your core can tell you when you're operating. I'm going to use this phrase because it's popular right now. When you're vibrating kind of low on yourself, your friends are going to hold you accountable. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Can I give a true story? This is a true story. So after my divorce, I had got depressed, and I was just depressed. And so my friends were there for me after a while, and then finally, like I had got like super broke. I couldn't afford $100 thing. One time, everybody went and my friend pulled me to the side, and he was like, and it's gonna sound harsh. He was like, "We're not bums." He said, "You cried long enough, you moped long enough. It's time to get your stuff together. You should be able to afford this." Not on some bougie, uppity stuff, but he knows who I am at my core, and so he was calling out. He was holding me accountable. Like, you can't be out here like you just. We know how to save. We know how to operate. So I'm calling you. I'm gonna hold you accountable. So,
but sometimes I don't be saying anything because people don't want to hear it,
Right.
and then they get mad at you. So right now I'm kind of like, I love you. I'm gonna pray for you, but I'm gonna kind of let you
ride it out.
Yeah.
Kind of like look back from afar, like she's right. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, step on any toes, because I wouldn't want it to be me, but also I would want somebody to call me out. But it depends on who it's coming from,
right?
Because if it's coming from somebody that can not give no advice and they're not doing it.
They're not doing it.
I don't want to hear it.
What you're not doing.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
You want to call people out,
Yeah.
but you're not doing it yourself.
You're not doing it.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you know, to add to that, right? When I believe a lot of things come back to relationships, right?
Yeah.
The relationship that you have with that individual. Because I do agree with you, Kawana, saying like, hey, if you know that they're going through some stuff or they're not operating to their potential, you know, giving them that room and space to do that. But you as a friend have to understand when that point comes.
Yeah.
When you're like, all right, brother, sister, this is coming from a place of love because I know you can do better. You know, reminding them of their potential, and then go ahead and chop down.
But I think the question is how do you prepare yourself for the answer? What do you like the answer they're gonna give?
Yeah.
And then because it's like I don't know what they're gonna say, so we gotta prepare myself. I'm like, okay, well that didn't go the way I planned it.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I feel like I'm so blunt, so people kind of take it the wrong way. So, I do try to be like, I'm praying for your church. Like, well, here's something we talked about at Quinn, and kind of bring that in to soften the blow. Like, this Sunday, this was the message, but you're not on your. I thought about it, but you actually not doing what you need to do.
Vibrating very, very low.
Yeah. You were actually the opposite of the message. I wanted to talk to you about that. I wanted to get to your attention. You were actually the exact opposite. You came to my mind.
So I love how you guys are kind of like taking into consideration that person's feeling.
Right.
Because
it's important.
Yeah, that's somebody you love.
Yeah.
right. When you call somebody on their stuff, you don't know if they're gonna come out of it.
You don't know. You don't
Or
know.
stop talking to you. Hey, my best friend stopped talking to me for like a month.
Is she in this room? She might be on the other side of the camera.
We made it through though.
Holding someone accountable, sometimes when you're coming at them, you don't know the responses. A lot of times, what causes you to draw back from speaking up.
Yes.
Okay.
And sometimes you don't know people's internal battles.
Right.
So I feel like you gotta kind of like tread lightly. Because you could be calling them out on something and they could be on their 13th reason.
Right.
You're like, ooh, my bad.
I love you.
I was just playing. I was joking.
I didn't mean you, I was just saying.
But I think that's very, very hard. It's kind of like, if you do that,
Can
you
we
don't.
run that back just a bit? Because I know what the 13th reason is. But someone
Yes.
watching.
Okay, when I
What
say,
is the 13th?
I think it was a show or a movie. I never watched it.
It was a
But
show.
when you say 13th reason, like you are up to here in everything in your life, and you're like, I cannot take anymore. Like one more thing is gonna be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Okay.
So 13th reason is like, don't give me now one more thing on my plate.
I'm gonna
Lord, you gotta take it.
You're right. I ain't gonna make it.
I don't know. I'm taking it hour by hour. So that's what I mean when I say 13th reason.
Right. So in those moments, would you say a part of accountability could be maybe recommending to your loved one, it's time for you to go get some therapy?
Oh, absolutely.
One thing you said during your health corner here, I remember one time we were talking, you said you have to start putting up firm boundaries. I think I heard you say even with family members.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. They were the first ones. Because they're going to be the first ones to violate you.
And so, sometimes, how do you deal with a friend? Because I have a friend, and I've had this happen, where their family was one of their biggest hindrances in them making it to the next portion of success in their life. Their family would kind of like, I hate to use this term because I hate it, but crabs in a barrel kind of thing.
Yes.
I hate that term because I'm like, who put us in the barrel? But crabs they don't naturally exist there. But you get my point.
Yeah.
How do you address someone or how would you approach someone if their family was kind of like the hindrance? How do you encourage them to make that firm boundary? Because with parents, it's like I can talk about my mama. But you can't talk about her.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I'm
That's
kind of
hard.
like, well, the issue is kind of like.
Because of your family, that's hard. Yeah.
It's not you, it's them.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That's hard because that's something I dealt with myself, like my family. But I don't know because it's like you don't want to go there because they're your family. Either way, they can hurt my feelings. But as my friend, those are still my family. I'm gonna be loyal to them other than to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even what my friend is saying is probably the truth.
Right.
But that's my family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a very fine line. That's hard. I don't know.
So how would you approach the conversation? So let's say you and I are close friends, Kavanna. And our producer, let's say that's my sister, right? And you all know, like, I'm getting ready to be a nationally syndicated host, but she keep messing up my contracts. And I don't have the way to be like, sis, you can only come this far. How do you start that conversation? Like, do you just rip the Band-Aid off like your sister's
At that
thing?
point, you rip the Band-Aid because it's about money.
I try to make them self-realize it. Like,
Okay.
I'll ask questions that'll make them like, oh, I think it is her. And I'll be like, you think so?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Like reverse.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah.
How about you, Marquise?
So with me, I guess I'm a little
I feel
more.
like Marquise is doing this like
What
what's that old man?
Barry White?
Very white voice. So.
Well, it is what it is. You know what I mean? You don't get a voice like this, selling, peaches and candy.
Not
Takes
peaches.
time.
Not peaches.
But anyway, that's for episode 5.
Down the road.
But here's my thing. I think in any issue where someone is struggling with what their potential is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their potential, their cause, their purpose, right? You have to be upfront with them on what the situation is, right? You have to be, whether it's a family member, whether it's a cousin, or what have you. There's a lot of people that are involved in my life that point certain things out about myself and, either other issues or people. But at the same time, what's also helpful is while you're pointing those things out, you're reminding that person of their potential, of that thing.
Right.
Because you want to be a CEO one day, I'll let you know. This is one of those things that's hindering you from that.
That's dope.
CEOs don't act like that,
That's
and
dope.
I know you can do it.
That's dope.
Here's why, and I'm only telling you this because I care about you and I want to see you succeed.
I like that.
And you have to leave it there. But the friendship part of it is constantly reminding them. Every time that issue comes up, remind them of their potential.
Yeah.
Remind them of their potential.
Absolutely. And that goes back to what Sister Kavanna was saying, how she was like, a part of accountability is I'm gonna hold you fast to what you said. This is what you said you want to do,
Right.
Yeah.
and like we're not liars. So at least not my friend group, we're not liars. So
And she's
this
good.
is what we're.
Sometimes you end up trauma bonding, and so it's like something that you've been through. You're like,
Oh, okay.
let's say the family member thing. Like you see somebody else being hurt by their family member, and you recognize it because you've been there before.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes off easier when you can speak for experience. You can say, "Hey, I remember when I went through this with my grandma."
That's
Come
really
to
good.
my personal page for that story. But then you say, I noticed, your grandma's kind of doing that too. And then through trauma, you guys are able to talk about it together.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
I like.
She's good at that. I mean, this is 20 plus years of friendship, though. Like,
Yeah, so then, when it's been a long time, you can just say,
Yeah.
like, no, your daddy ain't right.
Right.
Like, he ain't there for that.
Right. So I like that.
Coffee and chill.
Also, still, you still want to, be mindful mindful of
Diplomatic.
feelings and stuff like that too. But even when I need to see therapy and stuff, she's one to kind of say like, oh, you know, have you? And she like referred me to people.
Okay.
Yeah, it took me a little slower to actually jump on the bandwagon to do it, but she was always one like, you know, you need to do this. You know, be helpful for you.
Right,
It'll be
right.
beneficial for you.
That makes sense.
So-
Mhm.
And sometimes it's just putting that bug, like not like doing this, but like, have you thought about?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Because then it's like once you say it, like, well, now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
Okay. Have you ever considered that it might be your sister? Like,
Yeah. Okay.
No, they'll be like, why would you think that?
no, I was just wondering if you had thought about it. Like,
That's true.
So I have, and so I don't mind putting my business out there. So as long as I'm here, you're gonna get a good story. I used to have really bad responses when I felt like people were trying me.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm really calm and I think I hold it together pretty well now. But I used to be like, oh, let me go ahead and bite your head off before you bite mine off.
Okay.
Like, let me just go ahead and let's just nip this in the bud, jugular, right? And my friend pulled me to the side. He was like, you're not going to get further than where you are now if you keep responding like this. You got to get this together. Like, you can't.
that's a good
Because
one.
I blew up. It was one time I blew up, like, and, you know, there was nothing left to be said.
Yeah.
But then I noticed people were, like, dealing with me, like,
Differently.
yeah, really, like,
Like,
oh,
oh,
right.
yeah.
And so, this was in my early 20s, by the way, so this is a long time ago. Your boy's
Sure.
42.
I'm still not.
Right. Marquise was like, this was last week in the church business meeting.
Behind the scenes. No, but I feel like it's a like internal thing too. You have to be open to what people are saying because how we see ourselves
Right.
is a lot different than how we come out to the world.
Absolutely.
So when you want to grow, you have to realize that like there's a different mindset that
Yeah.
you may have to consider.
Absolutely. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like, because sometimes we're not self-aware, we're not self-conscious.
Yeah, self-reflection is a really big thing.
Yes.
It's a huge thing. And I think a lot of individuals who are motivated, who have a purpose, you know, they constantly, those who do well in it, right? Who stay on track and get things done, there comes a lot of self-reflecting. That is your personal self accountability, I guess, if you will. You know, yeah, I know I'm doing well, but am I really doing well? Am I reflecting what I'm putting out? You know, am I also, talking and preaching what I'm actually practicing? You know,
Absolutely.
so that's a big thing. That's that may be something that I know I struggle with like all the time.
Right. Yeah,
So that is I think that's the cornerstone of finding out who you are and those who support you, and them supporting you on what you want to do. That accountability.
And I always tell people like talk to God about it.
Yes.
You know, sit in that quiet space, that uncomfortable space, and let God talk back to you. Let the Word talk to you. Like I know at church, like I will sit by myself and like, okay, let me listen to this message because I need something to speak to me. Like,
So Pastor has us in the Bible study. Shout out to Pastor Porter.
Shout out to my husband.
In the Bible study.
shout out to my future husband.
Whoever's out there.
Okay.
If you're
The
listening,
DMs are
if you're
open.
listening,
That sounds like a
if you're listening
podcast.
or watching.
That
The
sounds
DMs
like
are
a,
open.
that sounds like a podcast. Dear future husband. They already got dear future wifey.
Her handle is below.
But Pastor has us in this in this season of Bible study where we're holding each other accountable. So he has some group prayer, and so like what you just said, quiet space with God, allowing God to speak to you. Every day he's challenged us to 15 minutes between us and God, right?
Yeah.
And so at first you're like, I got 15 minutes.
That's a
I
lot.
got this.
15 minutes, a lot of time to sit by yourself with your
On
thoughts.
On topic, because at first I was like, I got this, but then I started thinking about,
All other
I like the show Raising Cain, and I'm like, do you think he don't kill Rock this season? And I'm like, wait, we're praying.
Yes.
Then I'm starting to like, ooh, is Brian can sing that? No, we're
I'm
praying.
thinking my outfit.
Right.
No, we're praying. Focus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's in those moments where you get that revelation,
Yeah.
when you can kind of evaluate yourself. Because I love when my friends hold me accountable, but I also hold myself accountable,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This is what I need for myself. This is what God has spoken to me to do, and led me to do in my life. And so I have to hold myself accountable. And I talked a little bit about mission trip. I did not talk about that today. I talked about it this week though.
Check.
Mission trip is like when you are on a mission, and then as time goes, you find yourself drifting away, and then the next thing you know, you're like way over here off course.
Yeah. And
Sometimes you have to recalibrate.
I feel like I'm being in my friend's life. Like, you said you wanted this,
Here he is.
but you're doing this. So,
Yeah.
like, how does that align with this? But also realizing that everybody doesn't get there in the same time frame. So I feel like I'm on my little fitness and workout journey right now. For me, I'm like, we in the gym 5-6 days a week. Let's go. And my friends are like, okay, I got you, but one day. And I'm like, why not? Why not coming? Why you eating salad with me? Like, why you didn't do this? It's like everybody has to find that journey on their own time. And so loving them is, you know, still being there, saying things, but allowing them to go through that journey.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking of your fitness journey, she changed my life, y'all. Let me explain what she did.
Mine too.
She used to do these health corners every third Sunday. Third Sunday? She used to do these health corners.
We might bring you back.
She could bring y'all out.
The series finale was like,
Low key, that was gonna be a messy trying to, mission accomplished. But you talked about a fitness journey. And one thing you opened up to me was you don't have to go work out a whole 30 minutes right now.
Right.
Sometimes you have to start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then hold yourself accountable to the next step. I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
But that gave me something to then hold myself accountable, because now you don't have an excuse.
Right.
So when you first said accountability, that's the first thing I think about. Because when I look at other areas of my life, like, you know, I had it together. It's like, dang, I got the job, everything else. Why can't I get this fitness and workout thing going? Like, why can't I lose weight? And it's like, you have to have a deep conversation with yourself, because we sit in the mirror like, I'm fine, like you don't realize, like, no, you got big, like it ain't funny no more, it ain't cute no more. You can't even turn to the angle, like. But you really gotta have a conversation with yourself, and sometimes that's an uncomfortable conversation for your friends to have with you, like, oh, we love you, you look good, but you be like, but you might look good, but that diabetes don't look good, that high blood pressure don't look good, like that other stuff. So like, having that one-on-one with God, like, I'm tired, I need to change, and then getting everybody else on board when you decide. So it's like, you know, I have friends that do things. I've cut down on intake of certain things, and it's like, I love y'all, you can still do it, but I'm not gonna do it, and I expect you to respect that.
Yeah. But I think like you were saying, you have to, like, you hit the point where like, I'm tired. I don't think a lot of people hit that point
Right, true fact.
in your circle. You know what I'm
True
saying?
fact.
Like, you want them to work out with you, want them to eat the salad with you,
Yeah.
but like, they haven't hit to a point where they're tired of looking
They
at
eat
them like
wings.
this. They eat.
Right.
But it's like, especially for me, I can speak for myself, but it's like, you know, after I have a baby, everything, my brain don't work. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know what a routine is. I don't know what my routine is anymore. So it's like, I keep looking at myself, oh yeah, I'm gonna start working out, I'm gonna start doing this, but it's like, am I gonna start? When am I gonna start? You need to start. And so I have started. But it's like, so once you start, that's like the hardest part though. But you have to continue to show up and want to do it and push yourself. Like, you can't just say you're gonna do it. You can't, and then sit in the bed and doom scroll.
Right.
Because that's what I do.
I think we lead by example too. So I feel like, you know, we come to church, we give the godly example, we do it in our lives, and it shows to other people in our lives. Like, okay, she started doing this, and I can see the change in her.
Right.
So sometimes you don't have to say anything. Like, my virus pictures speak for
Right.
themselves.
Here we go. All right.
I'm going to the gym on Monday.
That's what he told me last Monday.
Stay
I saw
tuned.
him working, you know.
Right,
Episode 5.
Wait, that's gonna be a long episode. What are you talking about? No, okay.
No, he was barbecuing on his Facebook though.
I was.
And, don't invite, because your boy, I eat barbecue.
That's what I said. I said, I don't really think he can barbecue because I haven't tried it.
We'll get
What episode is that?
Episode two.
Episode 6.
Right.
Holla at you.
Look, he like next season.
Paul
Right.
self-proclaimed
Yeah.
grill.
Like, I got a
Yeah.
certificate.
Oh,
I went
man.
across the country and was trained by the best.
Oh,
It was a
Right.
Netflix
Right.
special.
Yeah.
Oh, mess. He's like, I grilled him to the ancestors.
We're holding you accountable.
Yeah.
Oh, amen.
Yeah.
Amen. I'm with
Because
you.
I want to tell you
I'm
what's
with
next.
that.
So, to kind of wrap this up, can we just maybe get one example where where accountability from your friends has helped you level up in your life, maybe? Your friends helped you level up in your life?
I was recently dating somebody
Okay. This is
that
good.
didn't give their best efforts, and I don't know the best way to say it. They didn't present their best selves, and I was so forgiving of the situation. And this one over here was like, like you are better than that. And so it's kind of like, helped me check myself. Like, oh wow, maybe I do need to look at this situation a little bit differently.
So she cost you a man?
No,
That's episode 2. She can have it. So she can go ahead if she wants
I don't know.
That's episode 2.
Her friend just cost her man details. I love it.
She helped you dodge a bullet.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I feel like we get in love and we just, our eyes be blinded. She was like, hello, you forgot the queen that you are, so.
I love it.
Because I know it's next up for another time, but I've been through the dating people she's been through. I've been through those. So, no, I'm saying, actually, maybe the same person I'm married to, but that's not what I'm saying. But I've seen the behaviors like this before, and so I had to
What's the time in your life where your friends, accountability, holding you accountable, it's kind of helped you level up?
We'll go back to the therapy thing. I actually started therapy. The person she referred me to, she referred me a couple, and I actually started
I know, I had to
just
come with multiple.
She had to come with multiple.
Months,
And I'm like, I am. And then when she said that, I was like, hey, I have my first session here. She was this, X, Y, Z. And honestly, I feel like that's why I'm sitting with you guys today. Like, and my mindset has kind of shifted.
Awesome.
And so I feel like I'm a happier person
Awesome.
now. A
Still
little.
mean.
That's crazy, because that's crazy.
I couldn't tell. I was sitting over here quiet if I thought she was
Who's the mean one? Who's the mean one?
Very
Quickly.
I'm a little bit different because, kind of going back into self-reflection, only because there was a period in my life where I had a lot of accountability that I felt as if kind of helped me recognize my potential and purpose and where I'm going. And I had a lot more of that when I was in the military, believe it or not, because you are constantly around individuals that you are in the same muck and mire with. And teamwork is always a thing, right? And it's not necessarily just we all have to make it, but it's if one person made it, we all did, you know what I mean? So that living in that area of my life and always having that was, it was amazing. It allowed me to also be in the space of my life right now in which there is accountability, but I get it more so when something goes wrong rather than just daily check-ins or what have you. On that, I have to be more self-accountable because I don't have it as much as I used to. So that was the time that allowed me to be able to work through what I'm going through now. So yeah.
Absolutely. So for me, besides the money thing, my friends are constantly calling me on my stuff.
Yes, hard.
I think about it, yeah. But so my two closest friends have multiple college degrees. One has a master's, another one has 2 bachelors, and they're very successful in their fields of practice. And so they had come to me and we were all talking, and I was like, I this, and they were like, you need to get a degree. And I'm like, why? I've accomplished this. They're like, no, you need to get a degree because the degree, will open doors for you. A lot of times, sometimes your accomplishments won't, right? And so, at first I was like, y'all shut up, I make just as much money as y'all.
Sometimes it doesn't look like that.
Right. And in some areas, I can get further than, but anyway, I instead of being that combative argument all the time, I took the meat of what they were saying, and I went in and accomplished a degree. So now I now have this conversation about having the degrees. I'm gonna go back and get my master's, but still, right. So now I could be like, well, we all sitting up in here college educated.
So it's no longer, you're no longer out of the conversation.
I'm no longer the weakest link. Next, no. But accountability, that friendship. The Bible says iron sharpens iron.
You know what I just thought of one that we all kind of check each other on? Coming to church.
Yes.
Because you work all week, you done probably went out Friday or Saturday. Saturday night, Sunday morning, we texting each other hello? I done clean, my hair not done. Well, hello? And it's like, we all hold each other accountable. If I don't see him here, I'm like, where are you watching from? So
Yes.
I'm looking. I'm holding you guys accountable. We want to see you. We want to see that Saturday starts at 10 a.m.
Everybody.
Let's be accountable together.
Absolutely. Join the praise team, so there's no
I will
excuse.
join and they
With our leaders here. Good.
And
This
listen,
is right. Well, we definitely want to thank you all for tuning into this episode. You can catch more episodes like this on this page here on YouTube. And then we would love to see you, of course, at Quinn AME on Sunday morning, where we receive a wonderful word from our pastor, Pastor
Yes.
Martin Gordon. God bless you.